Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam. If you couldn't tell by the intro today, we are building the office from The Office, Dunder Mifflin. This is one of my absolutely favorite shows of all time. Like, I have a ton of favorite shows, but this is probably tied for second with like 3 other shows. It's one of like my comfort shows I go and watch when I don't know what to watch, when I'm feeling down, when I'm happy. Like, it's just one that's on Netflix that I can just turn on and watch whenever I feel like it. The reason I'm building this office, the reason why I'm building Dunder Mifflin today is because today is my last day at my current job. As you are watching this, I am probably unemployed for the first time in almost 8 years, I guess. I think it's been 8 years since I first started like really working. But that's the reason I'm building the office, mostly. But it's also because I've been wanting to build this for forever, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I spent so long building this. I think I spent 3 days on and off total. I recorded almost 6 hours of footage, but I did not record maybe like 2 hours, so I think I recorded like a total of 8 hours, because I did a lot of decorating off camera. I actually cut out a ton from this. There's so much that I really wanted to show you, but when I put everything together and sped it up by like 10%, like it's times 10. So this is like really fast. It was still almost 40 minutes long. So I cut out a lot, but I think I cut it down enough that it still makes sense and you can still kind of understand. But I shuffled a whole bunch of stuff around, which is the reason why it took me so long. I worked off of 2 different floor plans, like the one I showed at the beginning, and then there's going to be another one at the end, which is the one I worked off for the most part. The other one that was at the beginning was kind of just a little, like, I don't know. It was one I found and one I kind of liked, and I used it more for the overall shape. But then I used the other one more for other, like, I used that one the most. But I was also, I think I watched while building this, and while not building this, in between building it, I think I watched a whole like 3 seasons of The Office. That's how long I spent building. But I loved it. And this is based off of the early seasons of The Office. Like, I think I watched season 3 to season 5 while building this. So it's not really going to have a whole lot of like late Office stuff in there. It's not even decorated as true to the actual Office as I could. Like, I did it when Pam was at the front desk and not Aaron, and I think I decorated it as Toby's desk in the annex and not when like Holly was there. So I even did Ryan's little cubicle in the closet, between the bathrooms, which is like a season 1 kind of season 2 thing. I think it's mostly in season 2 that he's in the like janitor's closet in the break room / bathroom area. Another thing is I placed elevators on this lot, and the reason I placed elevators and could place elevators is because I first placed the penthouse that I did a while back when City Living first came out. If you haven't watched that build, go watch it. It's a pretty good build. I quite enjoyed it. But that's how I got the elevators, because then I put it down on the lot as a residential, and then later changed it to just a generic lot So anybody can come do whatever they want on this lot. There's a lot of computers, so they're going to be definitely using computers a lot on this lot. And yeah, but then I got elevators on the 3 floors because I was going to do 4 floors, but I decided to, or yeah, 3 floors in a basement for the warehouse, but I decided to put the warehouse on the first floor. You'll see when I get there and towards the end. But I just copied and pasted this like little front lobby area to get the rest of the elevators. When I was doing screenshots, I noticed some things that I needed to change while I was taking the screenshots. So I would like go into build by mode and change them, and then I try to go back into live mode to take more screenshots, and it would give me a warning that there were too many elevators. You can only have 1 elevator on the lot. So I would have to either completely just like screw my changes and leave, or I would have to just delete all the elevators, which I think I just ended up deleting all the elevators to finish taking the screenshots because I already had the actual elevator screenshots taken if I needed to, which I think was only the first floor lobby that I actually took the screenshots in. And I did notice when you bring your Sims into this lot, they come up on the 2nd floor, out of the 2nd floor elevator, which I did not decorate any other floors on this building, like lobby or anything besides the level that the office is on, the actual entryway, and where the warehouse is. Which in the show, if you watch the show, the Dunder Mifflin offices are actually on the 2nd floor of their office building, and there's more offices kind of once you get off the elevator. There's more offices to the left, which I didn't end up putting those on there just because 1, the space wasn't wide enough for that, and 2, you only really see the like lobby of Bob Vance Refrigeration, Phyllis's husband's office, in a couple episodes, so I didn't want to bother doing anything with that. And I will say that when we get to the warehouse builds, I did not do very much on the warehouse builds. I definitely slacked a little bit building the warehouses, or building the warehouse. It's not the most, I guess, filled area, which it's super full in the show. They like have a basketball goal, they have like a giant paper shredder thing, tons of walls and boxes and stuff everywhere, and by the time I got to the warehouse, I almost forgot to even do it. By the time I got to the warehouse, I was so done. I think I was on hour like 7, and I was just like, I'm just gonna throw this together and get it done. So there's like shelves down there. I think I put a piano down there for Darren, and I've made Darren's office down there because Darren later moves up to the actual office space of Dunder Mifflin later in the seasons. I think it's in like season 6 or 7, closer to when Michael actually leaves the show. But I decided not to do that because, again, like I said earlier, this is really just like seasons like 1 to 5-ish. So it's not like a whole lot of basement stuff. And I don't know if we already passed it. We probably haven't. I don't know. Yes, we did. In season 3, Andy punches a hole in the wall between Michael's office door and the door to the conference room, and you can see the picture I put up there. I did put like a kind of motivational poster, which I do move over later to above the chair because it kind of looks like the drawing that Pam did for the actual like office building. And then I put like a plaque, which is supposed to be right there in between the 2 doors anyways, to cover up the hole. I mean, the hole is not supposed to be there. They like kind of cover it up later, like fill it in and stuff, but I wanted to keep it there just because it's probably one of my favorite scenes in any episode. Andy just goes berserk and punches a wall and has to go to anger management classes. So that's a little hidden gem in there, and I do recommend, if you want to see all of the fun little hidden details I have added in here, to definitely download this and go through it. Probably my favorite screenshot is the one I used for the thumbnail. It's like basically Michael's office, and there's like that strong man trophy that looks exactly like the Dundee Michael has on his desk, except for the trophy in The Sims is like a weightlifter guy, and the Dundee on Michael's desk is just like an Oscar type thing. But I thought it was a kind of funny touch, and I had to add it in. It's so good. And so I think that's everything. That's a lot of time I spent talking about the actual build, which is a lot of time for me. Usually I talk like nothing about the build, but I do want to talk a little bit about some stuff going on in my life. Like I said, I don't have a job for the time being. I did find out I did not get the house that I wanted to live in with some roommates, so I talked to a friend, and I'm either going to, well, it's a friend of a friend who I met the first time I was in California back in February. We may room together. We may get an apartment, but she has like a great apartment. Like, it's not a great apartment. It's not in the best part of town. And it's also like kind of a crappy apartment. There's like cockroaches and stuff everywhere, but she has a really good price for it. And like all of her utilities and stuff are paid, which is like crazy hard to find. Not only in Los Angeles, but like anywhere in the United States, to get like all of your utilities paid for or as part of your rent. So she's kind of reluctant to leave that. But I found a couple of apartments that I'm going to start looking into soon, so I can move in there as soon as possible. I'm still trying to work on getting builds like up and ready, like pre-recorded for when I will be gone, because that's going to be the fun, hard part coming up soon. Because next week I'm going to start packing. I have like a couple of appointments and stuff that I'm going to be going to, but I'm going to probably try to pack and do at least a month to 2 months worth of builds. So the next couple weeks are actually going to be pretty busy, even though I'm not even working. So look out for that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be some really quick builds too, though. I think most of it's going to be room by room stuff, and I've already started working on most of it. I believe I have one build planned coming up. I can't remember what it is. I don't actually have my calendar in front of me right now, but it's going to be pretty dang fun. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. My voice is starting to die. I can already tell, because I spent all day yesterday training someone for my job that I'm leaving. So I spent a lot of yesterday talking, and now I'm spending a lot of today talking. Well, the day I'm recording this, and the day before I'm recording this. But yeah, so I've been talking a lot, and my voice does not deal well with that. So I'm not going to leave it here yet, because I want to keep talking to you guys. I've had kind of a busy week, stressing out, getting all the stuff ready for work, or all the stuff ready for the person who's coming in after me and for other people I work with, to be able to catch up on my stuff when I'm gone. But yeah, so in the spirit of kind of decompressing from all of this stuff and just relaxing, talking to you guys, I think I've been watching a lot of The Office as I was building this. Like I said, not only just while I was building this, but in between building. And it's just, because it's such a relaxing show to me, I can just sit there and watch it, because it's one of those shows that I've watched 1,000,001 times. And it's just something I can just watch or have on in the background while I'm doing whatever. It's like that show, Boy Meets World, I Love Lucy, Friends, Psych, 30 Rock, Parks and Recreation. Like, those are some of my favorite shows of all time. And none of them are on anymore, which makes me really sad. But I have all of Boy Meets World, all of I Love Lucy, and all of Psych on DVD, so I can just pop those in whenever. And then I have, like, most of Friends. I think I have, like, half the season of Friends. I think I have, like, 5 seasons out of 10. Because, like, my sister got me, like, half the seasons for Christmas one year. But I really want to get, like, all of The Office and all of Parks and Recreation. They're just so good. They're my favorite. So, you know, I think I'm going to have a couple questions of the day today. Let me know what your favorite show is to watch when you're feeling, like, stressed out, or just, like, a show you just like to put on mindlessly and watch. And if you have not seen The Office, watch it. The UK version or the US version. I've only seen a couple episodes of the UK version, but Ricky Gervais is, like, the Michael Scott character in that, and he's still amazing. Like, he's amazing all the time. And if you've seen The Office, what's your favorite episode? Mine is a tie between the Jim and Pam proposal episode or when Michael proposes to Holly. That one, actually, I think it's when Michael proposes to Holly. Because it's just so cute, and he does it in such, like, a Michael Scott way that it's just hard to not love so much. So, yeah, that's my choice. And plus, everyone's favorite episode is the Jim and Pam. Either the wedding episode, it's a really good episode too, or when Jim and Pam get engaged. Just because the cuteness factor at the end when they get engaged. But, yeah, for sure, that. And my favorite line in the entire show is, like, my favorite thing in the entire show is when Jim always, like, pranks Dwight, and I think it's in, like, season 2, he comes in, like, dressed as Dwight, and he does the Bear Speeds Battlestar Galactica. Oh, so funny. It's like so stupidly perfect. The show is one of a kind. Well, I guess they had Parks and Recreation, kind of very similar to it. It's like the documentary style third wall breaking type thing, which, fun fact, if you did not know, if you have not seen either Parks and Recreation or The Office or both of them, Rashida Jones is in both of them. She's the only person that's been in both TV shows. I didn't just realize that, but it's kind of a fun fact. Parks and Recreation is another show you need to watch. It's based in Indiana, a fake town in Indiana, I should say, but it is very, very much like Indiana. It's it's ridiculous how well they got to match Indiana. Because if you didn't know, I live in Indiana for the next, like, month. But I guess I can say that now since I don't have to worry about people coming to stalk me. Not that anybody would come and stalk me, because I'm not, like, famous, like a super famous YouTuber like Grace Helbig or Philip DeFranco or people like that. What else was I going to talk about? One of the questions I wanted to ask you guys was if you've seen The Office, the US version or the UK version, who is your favorite character? Mine is probably Dwight. Like, everyone's favorite character is Dwight, though. Like, he's hilarious. But Creed is kind of funny, too, in the US version of The Office. I don't think there is a Creed equivalent character in the UK version, because Creed, Angela, Phyllis, and Oscar were all, like, created for those actors. Like, all of the actors have at least the same first name as those characters, and they were created by the writers. Like, I know Phyllis was a casting manager before she became, like, the actual character of Phyllis. And I can't remember who the rest of the actors were in before they became their characters, because I think they actually, like, worked on set. And Toby, too. Toby was a writer, and he was just kind of pulled in and only was on certain episodes. And Angela plays, if you know who Miranda Sings is, Miranda Sings has a TV show on Netflix now, called Haters Back Off. If you haven't seen it, it's hilarious. It's pretty funny. I'm a huge fan. I mean, Marina Sings is kind of more for like little kids and stuff, but Haters Back Off is actually a really well written, and it's a pretty funny show. But Angela in The Office Angela Kendley plays Miranda's mom in the TV show, and she's phenomenal in it. She's pretty funny, and she is the kind of almost the opposite of Angela's character in some ways, like Angel in The Office. But let me know your favorite Office character and your favorite Office episode, and if you've seen The Office, either US or UK version, and your favorite TV show to watch just when you're down, when you're happy, just to play in the background, whatever your favorite TV show is of all time. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. I really appreciate that. And if you're new here, subscribe. I love seeing the new subscribers, especially if you guys leave a comment down below to one of my questions, to anything. Just leave me a comment. I love seeing comments too. And if you want this, it is going to be on the gallery, or it is on the gallery. I think it's just titled Dunder Mifflin. It's also hashtagged The Office, and if you can't find it that way, you can always find it on my gallery ID, Sim by Design. You can follow me on Twitter at Sim by Design as well. And I will see you guys next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like usual, for another video. Have a great weekend. Bye.